I want you guys to take away two things from this video. Number one, when you can stand firm in your identity and you know who you are, the words of other people, they're not going to matter. Another thing, when you are aware of other people's intentions and you stop making it about yourself, you won't be so quick to give your emotions away. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Janelle. And if you are used to watching some of my older content, I'm someone who would post a lot about mental health, trauma, complex PTSD, things of that nature. However, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm still going to talk a little bit about mental health, but I want to focus more on self-esteem, self-love, self-improvement, just getting to a place of being solid in who we are and being able to grow and be the best version of ourselves. Let's get started. Oftentimes, we give people way too much control over us, and we allow them to control us through our emotions. I want you guys to take away two things from this video. Number one, when you can stand firm in your identity and you know who you are, the words of other people, they're not going to matter. Another thing, when you are aware of other people's intentions and you stop making it about yourself, you won't be so quick to give your emotions away, okay? I want you guys to remember those two things because those are really important. Oftentimes, I hear people get upset for the smallest thing. And it's like, why? This person doesn't know you. This person has no idea what your life has been like. So why are we so quick to want to react to negative words that this person has to say about us? Or family members. Sometimes family members and friends are so used to painting us with an old paintbrush. And what I mean is, let's say that you're someone who used to be angry in your past, or maybe you didn't do the best things in life, but they still want to continue to paint you with that old image, as opposed to seeing who you are today. Sometimes people don't want to see who we are today. They don't want to see our growth. They don't want to see our potential. They want to see the old version of us because it suits them. They have something to hold over our heads. They can say, oh, remember when you used to do this? Remember when you used to do that? Remember when you were this type of person or that type of person? Remember when you used to cheat all the time? Why do we have to let others paint us with the same brush? Why are we giving that person our time and energy? And then we get so mad and we huff and we puff and it's like, oh no, I'm not that person anymore. Or why do you keep saying these things to me? Because they want to. They don't want to see your growth. They don't want to see that you're no longer that person. But at the end of the day, if that's their choice, why are we still interacting with people like that? Why do we give them our energy? If there's someone who continuously paints you with the same brush, if there's someone who continuously puts you down or continuously reminds you of who you used to be, why do you keep that person in your life? Because clearly, they don't have any intentions of seeing the new you, because it doesn't matter to them. They were never in your corner. They were never your friend. They were never someone who wanted to see you prosper. So why are you getting mad when someone like that has something to say to you? Why don't you just say, bye-bye? Or, you and I can no longer be friends. Why do we continue to allow these people to have a say in who we are today? That doesn't make any sense to me. And the only way that that happens is when we are being triggered. We're being triggered by something. Something that person is saying to us is bothering us, and maybe we need to heal from whatever we need to heal from. And what I mean is, so let me give you guys an example. I used to work at this place like years ago, and there was someone that I worked with who was, I would always call them a wannabe Tupac because they had this attitude about them that I couldn't understand why. And I'd always try to be nice and, try to be their friend and whatnot, but they could care less. And one thing that they always said to me is like, Janelle, you're so angry. Janelle, you're so angry. I'm like, no, I'm not. How am I angry? No, I'm not. You're probably the angry one. And they would just keep saying that over and over. And I remember talking to a friend of mine who also worked at that place. And I was telling her about it. And she said, why do you care? I'm like, I don't care. She's like, yeah, you care. Why do you care what she has to say? You're not friends. You don't talk outside of work. What does it matter what this person has to say? You're not, like, she doesn't know you. I know you, and you're not an angry person. So what does it matter what this person has to say? And then I had to pause. I had to take a step back, and I had to pause, and I had to think. And I'm like, why does it matter what this person has to say? Why am I always getting irritated or defensive about when they make these comments? So I had to realize that there was truth in what this person was saying. I used to be an angry person. I used to be very angry. And she didn't know that version of me because that was like many moons ago. But she would say something and it triggered something within me. It triggered something within me that I thought I had laid to rest. So when she's calling me angry, I'm saying, no, I'm not, because I don't identify with that person anymore. I don't identify with that old version of myself. But I never really came to terms with that, if that makes sense. I had to really take a step back and say, you know what, Chanel? You've grown a lot over the years. And yes, you used to be angry, but you're not that version anymore. And I figured out why I used to be angry, and I had to say, you know what, Chanel, you're not her anymore. So it's okay. But I think a part of me was embarrassed. I didn't want people to know, but why not? That was someone who I used to be, and I don't identify with her anymore. But I can understand where she was coming from at that time. So I was able to say, you know what, Chanel, you've come a long way. You used to be angry. There's a story behind it, but you're not that version of yourself anymore. And you've grown a lot since then, but you're no longer her, and it's okay to let that go. I had to do that work on myself to say, you know what, I'm not going to let this bother me. I used to be that version, but I'm not that version anymore. So one day, this former coworker again said, oh, you're so angry. Why are you so angry? And I said, you know what? Can you provide me with 2 examples of when I was angry? She's like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah. Can you provide me with 2 examples of when I was angry? You don't even need to provide me with 2. Just provide me with 1 example of when I was angry. What are you talking about? Oh, this is so stupid. Whatever. I'm just like, no, I'm being so serious. Just one. Just one. And she couldn't say anything. She's like, oh, this conversation's over. Forget it. This conversation's over. So I took a step back, and in that moment, I just had to laugh. And I said, this person was just pulling things out of thin air because they didn't like me and they wanted a reaction out of me. We have to start seeing the intentions of other people and what they're saying, right? So in my mind before, I'm like, oh no, I'm not angry, I'm not this, I'm not that. But there was no basis for her to call me angry. There was nothing behind it because she couldn't even provide me with 1 example of when I was supposedly angry at work. So that let me know that, you know what? I gave her power over my emotions. I gave her my energy and I gave her my time. And since that day, like when I used to work there, I've had no issues. She's never said anything again like that to me, and I was able to move on. And, you know, being in my line of work and what I do, I realize that oftentimes we're so quick to just give in to what people are saying, and it's triggering us, but we don't even ask ourselves, why does it bother me so much? What is going on with me in this moment that is allowing me to respond or behave in the manner that I'm behaving in? Is it really the words of this person, someone who doesn't really know me? Or maybe the person does know you. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a really close friend, or you think it's a really close friend. Ask yourself, what are their intentions? Like, do they genuinely have my best interest at heart? Or are they trying to hurt me? Are they jealous of me? These are questions we really have to ask ourselves, because we're so quick to get defensive and react. And it's like, why? Why am I reacting regarding this person when I don't even know who they are? They don't know who I am. They're literally just pulling something from their hat because maybe they want to fight. Maybe something happened in their lives and they just want to be aggressive and angry with other people. But sometimes we tend to just make it about ourselves. And instead of taking a step back and seeing what's happening, we just kind of focus on us. Oh, this person's saying this and this person's saying that, and I'm gonna roar, and we're getting all upset. But for what? It's like when we have coworkers, and even though you guys are on the same level, they try to be your boss, or they have something nasty to say, or they're just negative, or they're just bullies. Have you ever thought about the fact that this person may not even be happy in their own life? And they come to work and they're angry and aggressive towards other people because maybe they're just miserable in their home life. But instead of realizing that, we just react, and then we get upset, and then their behavior just kind of impacts our day in a negative way. When we can take a step back and say, you know what? Barbara, I don't think she's happy in life. And I don't really care about the things that she's saying, and I'm not going to allow her words to negatively impact me, because it doesn't matter. I'm happy in my life. I'm okay in my life. Clearly, for someone like that to bring their aggression and anger to work, there's something happening behind the scenes that we are not privy to. And I'm not trying to excuse their behavior at all, but all I'm saying is to kind of see the other person. Really see the other person, not just see them as you're being mean, you're being rude, you're being disrespectful, you're just this horrible person. It's just like, what's happening in your life that is making you so miserable that you need to now bring that misery into other people's lives? What is happening for you that is causing you this much anger and probably sadness behind that anger? What's happening in your life that is causing all of this drama to occur? You don't have to say it to the person, but it's just something to kind of keep note of, to realize that there are some people who are just not happy in their home life, and that's a given. There are some people who are just not happy in life, and that's a them issue. That has nothing to do with you. So with that being said, I want you guys to remind yourself that we have to stop giving our power away to these type of people, because at the end of the day, they don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Yes, we can feel irritated. Yes, we can feel frustrated because we're human beings at the end of the day. Of course, we're gonna have some type of reaction in certain cases. But in other cases, walk away. Walk away. Not everything is worth a fight. Not everything is worth an argument. Literally, it is just a word that someone is using to pull you out of your character. You know? They're trying to bring up something from your past because they no longer know how to interact with you. Or they can't appear to be bigger than you or better than you. So they keep bringing up your past as a way to make themselves feel big or to make themselves feel like they're better than you. And then keep that noted and be like, you know what? The fact that you continuously bring up my past says a lot about you instead of me, because I'm not that person anymore. And if you want to continuously judge me for my mistakes in the past, that is a you issue. That is a you problem. But I'm not going to take that anymore. So what I'm choosing to do is I'm choosing to walk away. Because if this is what you want to do, if this is how you want to behave towards me, if this is how you want to treat me, Clearly, you never had my best interest at heart. Clearly, you were never my friend. Clearly, you never loved me the way you claim to love me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away, because dealing with this doesn't help me in my journey of growth. Sometimes we just have to walk away and not allow these people to think that they can have power over our emotions. We have to regulate our emotions, and we have to really get to the source of what's causing our own negative response. Sometimes if someone does say something, maybe there's truth to it. Work on it. Work on whatever that is. Or just kind of identify who you are. If someone calls you lazy, yeah, I can be lazy. You're right. Guess what? By you acknowledging that, that doesn't give them power anymore, because you're acknowledging something and they can't hold it over your head. They're gonna be like, oh, okay. They're actually saying that they're lazy. Oh, okay. Or if you realize that they're calling you lazy and you're not lazy, what does it matter what they say? Oh, Janelle, you're lazy. Okay, that's not true. But sure, if that's the narrative you want to run with, go for it. Because I know I'm not lazy. The people in my life know I'm not lazy. So, or the close people who I actually care about know I'm not lazy. So what does it matter what this person has to say? It's just a way for people to pick at you. It's a way for people to, if they're not happy in life, they just want to poo-poo all over other people's lives. You know what I mean? So why do we continue to allow them to do that? We just have to stop, and we have to say, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. So if you guys believe in New Year's resolutions, if you guys do all that stuff, for 2025, I would say stop giving people control over your emotions. Stop giving them power over you. Because once they can have that power and control over your emotions, they can predict when you're going to jump, how high you're going to jump, just by the words that they say to you. So my suggestion to you is take a step back, take a breath, and ask yourselves, why do I care so much about what this person has to say to me? All right, guys, if you made it to the end of my video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like these type of videos, please give me the thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Let me know what are some other videos that you would like from me, and I'll be posting on a weekly basis. Bye for now.